Hey BTS crew, welcome to another episode of Breaking the Silence. It's always a joy to have you here. Today we'll be speaking about burnout in the workplace, a topic that is rarely spoken about. And today I am joined by our co-founder, Cassie Henville-John. So welcome on board, Cassie, and I'm very excited for this conversation that we're going to have today.
Hi Rochelle, hi BTS crew. So I'm excited as well. Rochelle, you know I like to talk about this topic.
Go ahead and talk away today. Today I'm giving you the floor.
You know I like to bring awareness because there are lots of us out there suffering quietly. We might be speaking to our friends and family about what we're going through, but we may not have the actual steps or may not know the actual steps that work for us, because everybody is different. So for some people, what would work for them may not work for somebody else. So maybe later on in the discussion, we can actually have real tangible steps that people could use to implement into their life to actually help them get out of it, right?
I agree, because sometimes we go through the motions, we're burnt out, but it stops there. We don't take the necessary steps for us to be better and feel better. And that is very important because we have to take care of our mental. And sometimes when our mental health is depleted, it turns into physical symptoms. So we have to be very careful and treat our mental health just as we would do our physical health. I don't know how much more I can stress on that. This is very important. A lot of us neglect our mental health, and I think what we're doing there is very needed and very important. We need to raise awareness about our mental health and how we should care for our mental health.
Right. I always say this. A lot of people focus on the physical, what they can see. They focus on going to the gym, which of course is still a good thing, but focus on going to the gym and seeing the results and like tangible things, but forget about the soul or forget about the mental. The same way you exercise your physical body to keep it healthy, you have to exercise your mental. You have to exercise your spirituality. So it's like you need to put in work, and a lot of us, we don't. We just pretend like it doesn't exist, and only what we can see is what exists. And that's why we go through a lot of these issues where we know something's wrong, we know we're not happy, but then we don't know why or how we got here. So you were right in saying awareness. Awareness is the first step where you're aware of, I am in this cycle where I'm constantly going through the same thing. You're now aware of it. There's a lot of people, they're not aware of it. They're still going through it and just, it's bad luck. My life is awful. And they're not seeing their part in it, or they're not seeing where they can stop the cycle.
Right, or some of them are aware of it, but they're it's almost like they're afraid to take that step for them to be better, because a lot of people are afraid of the stigma that is attached to mental health disorders or just not being in a good mental state. So they rather deal with it at home, and sometimes what you do at home is not enough. You have to seek the professional help, right?
Not just that, some people are afraid of seeming, I'm going to say it might be controversial or it might be a weird thing, but people like to call each other lazy. People like to, if you are not feeling your best, instead of listening and trying to understand what you're going through, people are quick to say, you're lazy, you just don't want to work, you're this. Now, I'm not saying there are people who may not fall in that bracket, but I don't like that it has become this blanket statement for everybody, which a lot of the people actually have valid mental struggles and other things they're struggling with that they might not be aware of, and just so that kind of how people will judge you That's why people don't say anything. They keep trugging along and, well, that's just how life is, and stay miserable. And that's not how life is. I telling you, that's not how life is. Okay, and I don't care who tell you that. That's not true. That's not how life is. So, well, okay. I want to start with something because we were just talking about awareness, right? So, for me, I want to kind of take some deep breaths with you, like just to really get into the meat and bones of the topic. Just because, yes, I like to bring awareness and talk about these topics. However, I myself, I'm human. I'm also suffering with feeling exposed and feeling like, oh my gosh, people are gonna see this. Oh my gosh, what are they gonna think? People are gonna judge me. People are gonna think this way of me or think badly of me. And when I start feeling the nervousness, I start to criticize everything I say, everything I do, and then the message is lost. So I want to calm myself down, and maybe that can help you as well, and maybe that can help other people, where I'm recentering myself. I'm letting myself know, Cassie, it's okay. You're safe. You're okay. What you're doing is normal. Everybody does this. They're just not doing it publicly. That's really what it is. They're doing it with their family, with their friends. Everybody is talking about what's bothering them or what's going on in the world and have their opinions. And you only get scared when the public going to see it, and you're wondering how they're gonna view it. And so let's just take some deep breaths. Okay. You want to lead us with your as the midweek exhale queen?
Okay, so I'd like you to close your eyes. Okay, sure. My pleasure. So close your eyes, Cassie and viewers. Okay, sit in a comfortable position. And I'm going to count to 4. So we're going to do 4. Inhale. You're going to hold it for 4 and exhale 4. So let's go. We're going to inhale now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And release slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. How do you feel now?
I feel good. I feel relaxed.
That's good. I hope those viewing feel just as relaxed. So right now we're going to really get into it, and we're going to explain to you what burnout means to us and some of the signs you should look out for to indicate that you're probably experiencing burnout. So Cassie, would you like to let the audience know what is your definition of burnout?
Oh, my definition of burnout is simple but complex at the same time. To me, it's just I'm doing too much and I'm trying to get everything done at once and I'm exhausted. And it's not just a physical thing, it's also a mental thing where you're also thinking about, you're doing one thing right now, but you're thinking about the other things that you have to do. And even if it's organized and I have a time slot for everything, to feel like you always have something to do, it can be daunting and it can be overwhelming. And it can be confusing. You're still functioning, you're still showing up, you're still completing the task, but internally you feel exhausted and you feel overwhelmed. You feel emotional fatigue, basically. And the complex part is it may not just be the tasks themselves. It could be that maybe you're not feeling that it's making a difference. That could be the trigger. Maybe you're feeling like you're doing everything you can and you're going so hard for this, but you're not getting the recognition, right? It could be that you're going so hard for this, but whoever is in charge is still telling you you're not doing good enough, or you're still being treated in a way where they're just still not satisfied, right? I know there is a dictionary. There is a dictionary explanation for what it is.
But I just want to add that sometimes burnout, it starts really quiet, right? So it will start with you skipping lunch just once. You say, okay, I'm just going to skip lunch today so I can meet that deadline. Then you end up bringing your laptop home. You end up working extra hours. Not that you're being paid for those hours, but you decide, okay, I have so much to do. I don't want to feel so overwhelmed, so I'm going to get some work done when I get home. Then you start answering emails late at night and so on and so forth. And that, these small, they may seem so small, these small actions that you take, it can become your new normal, right? So,
you know the theme in everything you said there? Putting yourself last. Everything you said there, skipping lunch and everything, and it triggered in my mind because people do that all the time.
Including us. I have gone through that. My days of auditing, girl, I used to work late hours. And I used to, when I go to bed, it's like I haven't even slept, even though I get the required, because sometimes I would work late, and on weekends you say, okay, I'm gonna sleep extra, but you sleep extra hours and you wake up even more exhausted, and that in itself is a sign of burnout. Your patience starts to get thinner. Anybody that talks to you is like you irritable. So these are the signs that you have to look out for. You feel disconnected. You don't find joy in doing the things that you used to enjoy. So these are the subtle signs that you should look for to say, it seems I'm going through a period of burnout.
My question is though, is it a lack of boundaries with work? Because the reason why I'm asking this is because I just told you a while ago the theme in everything you were saying about skipping lunch and all of that, you're putting yourself last and you're putting the work first. While I do understand, depending on the type of your profession, you may have to at times prioritize the work. However, there always needs to be boundaries in place where you know when to stop.
Yes, so and should to say no as well, because some managers or persons in head positions or your superiors, when they notice that you're the one to always say yes, they see that as an opportunity to just flood you with work, because you know what, she's not going to say no. You're not going to be disrespectful and say, no, I'm not doing that. But then
that's
you say,
disrespectful, Rochelle.
No, but you have to say it in a respectful manner. I can only get X, Y, and Z done within that time frame. I'm more than happy to do X, Y, and Z later on. You understand?
Okay. So I have another question. What part of it do we take responsibility for? Because we saying yes for everything. Whose fault is it? Is it the manager or is it us for saying yes?
That's where the boundary comes into play. We have to set boundaries. And that's when we want to say, okay, I can only get that done within that period of time. I only have capacity for 1, 2, 3 tasks. 4, 5, and 6, I can attend to later on.
Right. But what I'm trying to show people is that a lot of us, and I'm sure you've spoken to people as well, will quickly blame the manager, blame the boss, or whoever is putting the work on them, not realizing their responsibility in it for not speaking up and not saying no.
Right. Because so that's why we end up suffering.
Exactly. When you do not take the time to accept your responsibility in the breakdown of a situation, it will keep repeating itself. If you keep blaming that boss, you will forever be in the burnt out in that same cycle. You will go to the next job and it will be the same thing. You know why? Because there are actions that you are repeating that is creating that outcome. So I'm not saying it's completely anybody's fault. I'm just saying we have a responsibility to ourselves to see our part in what's causing whatever issues we're having in our life. There is always a part that we're playing based on our decisions. And that's what I think we're missing. We're missing that reflection time of looking at what did I do to help create that outcome. All we do call our friends, girl, she told me whatever, but I had to do it, and I do it, and now I'm so burnt out, and my head hurting me, and I this and I that, and I have to go back there tomorrow and do that same thing. Boy, you never stop and say, what did I do in that moment that contributed to that outcome? Because I guarantee you, once you start reflecting and seeing your part in the contribution to the outcome, you can change it. And I know you don't think you can. I'm telling you, you can. You don't think you can because
you can.
Yes, you put in all the power on the other person and it's completely their fault and they did it. No, I have power too. I did something to create that outcome, right? You see? So, and do you see how we don't recognize our own power as well? It's almost like we exclude ourselves and we give the other person the entire thing like it's them, not realizing you think you're just giving them the blame and the fault. You also giving them your power.
You are.
That's what you are doing. Because you're saying to me,
the one suffering.
Exactly. You're saying to me the outcome cannot change because it's completely their fault. But if some of it is my fault, the outcome can change because I can change my actions, right? That's
you
for
have
me.
Some level of control that you're not exercising.
Yes, for sure.
So recently, I posted 2 polls on Instagram, and the questions were: have you ever felt burnt out at work? And the options were yes, currently, yes, before, and never. And we had 56% of our voters saying that they're currently experiencing burnout, and 44% saying that they have experienced burnout before. And we had 0% for never. The second poll was what burns you out the most at work. So I'm going to share the results. So we had 67% of our voters saying that they're never not being able to switch off. Then we had 22% saying that they're being underpaid and overworked, and 11% saying that they're doing the job of 2 or more persons. So what is your take on the results of these polls, Cassie?
Well, I can definitely relate to the can't switch off. I think you said it was 67%. It was the most. So I work online. I work from home.
And so we are the perfect persons to speak on that.
So I've worked in office, so I can tell you the difference. Yes. Now, at first, when I switched from working in office to working from home, it was amazing because
you have that flexibility to do everything that you want to do at whatever time.
Let me tell you, I can wake up and start checking the email from my bed.
Okay, you don't have to deal with the daily traffic. You can
get a head start
if you don't have meetings.
Yes, before just to check, see what's going on, kind of get a feel for the day. Feel like I'm ahead. I kind of have the wheels turning in my mind of what I have to work on for the day. And of course I don't wake up right when I have to start working. I would come and get my daughter ready for school, have breakfast, all that stuff. And
what
then
getting the work done. You're not ready on time. Unless you have meetings, of course.
And then no commute. It gave me time.
Saves a lot of time.
it gave me time to not be rushing, because when I was working in office,
To have a
while
slow morning.
while there many days everything is going according to plan, there are a lot of these things might not. Children get sick, children, like, things happen in life. So there would be days where I'm rushing because I want to be early, and I'm rushing my daughter, and I'm like, let's go on this and that, and I'm already starting the day hurried, and then you get in traffic, and it was sorry, but I can't. Like, I'm getting the flashbacks are scary. But just not having to go through that anymore, taking my time, being able to give her the hairstyle that she actually wanted, and not rushing through and doing something that she didn't want, to help her start her day off better and in a better mood. And I just mosey onto my little desk, like shower first. I have more time for myself, because that commute time is not there anymore. I can take my time to drink my tea. Although
That's
I'm not
in the morning. That's in the morning. But tell us the downside to working from home.
So it started off great, but then what started happening was that because you're home already, it's like you unless you have very strict boundaries and times that you cut off, where when is that time I have to stop, you find yourself going over, because you don't have to go anywhere, you don't have to commute. Exactly. So you don't have to, you're home already. You
don't have that break from
exactly.
driving from work or traveling from work to home.
Exactly.
I'm done with work for the day, I'm just going to unwind.
Right.
There's none of that. Most times there's none of that with working from home. Because you started your morning off probably a little late, you might say, okay, I'm gonna work a little, an extra 30 minutes past the time I'm supposed to end. Let's say it's 5 p.m. I'm gonna work up until 5:30, and that 5:30 ends up being 9 o'clock. Because you're like, okay, I'm just gonna go a little longer because I want to finish that. I
actually wouldn't start late, I would actually wake up, maybe, because I wake up very early. Like, let's say I wake up, sometimes I'd wake up 4:30 in the morning or 5. I would actually do some hours early in the morning, and then so that when I get up to help my daughter get ready for school, I can take my time. But even with that I woke up and I did the extra work,
you still end up working.
Let's say it's 4:30. I would have to, at that point, stop to go pick her up. But the fact that she's coming to me and I'm home already, I'm like, okay, let me just keep going until she gets it. Then I would start something that I probably should not have started, because when she gets there, it's something, the nature of what I started is time sensitive, and I have to finish it or I have to continue. And
it becomes an everyday thing.
Yes.
Like, it becomes normal. So we do it day in, day out. Sometimes even on weekends, we end up doing work. And it shouldn't be
track of time.
We need to be able to separate our personal life, where we spend time with our family and do the things that we enjoy, with work. And this happens a lot, especially when persons are working from home. It may happen. It may be the reality of persons working in the office as well. As I said before, earlier on, they bring work home, so it almost becomes the same thing. So,
but you know what else too? That's losing track of time and not making sure I have an alarm or something to snap me out of it and like stop. But not just that, my daughter would tell me the same thing. Mommy, you're working a lot, and she would tell me the same thing when I was working in the office, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm still doing the same thing. But then it shows me that it's me, that I have to put the boundary and I have to stop it, whether I'm in office or whether I'm working from home. But there's another side to it, where because a lot of people I worked with, because they feel that you're at home, you're available all the time, right?
And that's where you set boundaries, so you don't be responding to their messages after hours.
Yes, there were many times. Oh, I need this done. Can you just do this quick? And it's almost like, well, my shift is done. Yeah, but you're at your computer right now. You can just do it. I'm like, I guess, okay. And then you start giving them that bad habit that your computer is right there, you home, you can just do that quickly. And guys, this snowballs into so many other things, because you're seeing you're doing extra, but they're not seeing it as that. They're just seeing it as you're doing what you're supposed to do. But no, I'm doing it beyond the hours I agreed to do it.
Right.
And so, because it's not clicking to them, or it's not registering to them that way, because to the boss in the moment they needed that thing done and you were available, so they check you, you start feeling underappreciated because they're not realizing, okay, I did it, but I really wasn't available. I dropped what I was doing, you know.
You create some habits for them to keep asking for you
Yes.
to do things.
The same
You small
boundaries.
at first, and then it turns into something big later on, because
It
you know
all
what?
goes back to
Cassie is
boundaries.
going to do it, Rochelle is going to do it.
Yes, it all goes back to boundaries. And I think it goes to fear too. Let me tell you why I think fear has a part in it.
It does, on the part of
And-
the employee.
We feel like the boss has all the power, and if we don't do what they say, we will lose our job and our security and that financial money, the money every month, the financial safety. When that's wrong, we should not be made to feel afraid. We're adults. We're not little children. Okay? We are adults.
In a respectful manner.
Right. I think we are adults and we have an agreement. Listen, you do X, Y, and Z. For me, I compensate you in this way. And employees should not be made to feel like if they stand firm on their boundaries of what they agreed to, that they would be fired or penalized for it. I think that that's wrong. I think using the finances as, oh, well, either we'll take it away or you will not get the bonus you work hard for. Like I think that that's wrong. Once the person did the work and they're working hard, it is wrong for you to use that against them. They need to respect their employees and not see them as their children, see them as adults, where we're exchanging. We're helping each other. That's essentially what we're doing. We're helping each other.
Yes.
And I think maybe it goes back to how we view each other too. There needs to be a discussion of, because I understand on the other side, like the actual employers, they themselves probably have the things that they go through with employees who are doing wrong by them as well. So I think that's why it's a discussion. We have to be able to have discussions. There shouldn't be fear. If we cannot have discussions, if we cannot, the employer cannot tell me this is why I feel this way, or this is why I feel like you should change me, and the employee cannot say that, then we cannot meet in the middle and compromise and say, okay, this is where we're both comfortable. The communication is not happening. It's not happening, and maybe people don't know how to communicate effectively, and people goes back to the fear. It's fear, boundaries, lack of knowledge. Listen, we can go on and on, right? But I definitely want to hear. I definitely want to hear BTS crew. I definitely want to hear your experiences in the comments about burnout.
Feel free to engage in this conversation, and we have a part 2 of this coming soon. So based on your responses in the comments, or your questions in the comments, we can address that in part 2 of this episode.
Right, and that's part 2 is basically how we're gonna fix it, right? The solution.
Yes.
So, but I think the discussion is the starting point, and that's why we're doing this.
So some of our voters also mentioned that they have been doing the job of 2 or more people, and I have experienced this as well. Especially when you're someone who is very diligent, who does your work very well, and the supervisor, the manager is impressed with the quality of work that you produce. They feel like that is the green light for them to give you more work, to give you the work of the person that is falling behind or slacking off. And this is not right. You need to put your foot down and say, I cannot manage so much work. Right? And then the other person is getting the same salary that you're getting. So it's almost like you're being underpaid and overworked. That is why we have to stand up for ourselves and say, I cannot do these or this many tasks within the time that you're giving me to complete it. It's not possible. It's not feasible. If you would like for me to complete those tasks, I need additional time. There's nothing wrong in saying that. Absolutely nothing wrong in saying that. This is you taking a stance for yourself and saying, my mental health is priority. And if I do not set that boundary, I'm going to suffer the consequences later on.
And guess what? If you are in a place where you cannot speak up and you will lose your job if you do, in a respectful manner, I'm not telling you to go and disrespect the people, okay? If you feel like even in a respectful manner, you speak up and you say, hey, this is what I'm experiencing. I feel like I've been doing everything I'm supposed to be doing and more. You're giving me a little too much, more than what I agree to and what I'm capable of in my life right now. I have a personal life. I need to maintain balance in my life for my happiness. If you're in a place where they would fire you if you speak out, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but for long-term happiness, you may have to start looking for healthier spaces
and environment. Yep.
Because if you just stay in that and you keep listening to good advice but not implementing it because you feel it will not work where you are, you will be miserable forever. Is that the type of life you want? Do you want to just go through life being miserable, you die and then that's it? I'm not saying live today. I'm not saying uproot your life and be sporadic and crazy. What I'm saying is have a plan. If you feel that, you know what, I don't think this is going to work here, maybe you have to start looking into something else, and that's okay too. Stop being afraid to do what you need to do for your life, for you to be happy. And I find in this culture, you could correct me if I'm wrong, it's just my experience, people don't prioritize happiness. It's just about, well, that's just survival and misery and being okay and satisfied with being miserable.
You have to find that balance, or else
where that come from?
Absolutely no reason. You have to find a balance.
Why people don't?
That's something that I've come to understand and come to learn, that my life shouldn't just be about working. I have to find a balance between doing the things that I enjoy and taking time out for myself when I feel like I am overwhelmed with work. And because I'm human at the end of the day, I have to be, in a good space in order for me to produce good results. If I am not at my optimum, I cannot produce the best results. So what I have to do, I have to sit back and say, okay, Rochelle, you're not at your best, so take the time off, probably limit the number of things that you do per day, and until I start to feel like myself again, then I can take on whatever task, that I need to get done. But some persons, they don't do that. They just keep going. And that is not good. That is not right.
But you know what happens eventually? They start getting sick. Oh, you don't know where the sickness come from. Where do you think it come from?
When our mental health depletes.
Where do you think it come from? That's what I'm saying. Oh, but I'm eating well and I'm exercising, but I don't know why. Come on, it's the same thing I was saying in the beginning. We only focusing on what we can see. What about what we cannot see?
The stress when you're not up internally. You say, but I've been doing everything right. How comes I have this medical condition? It's because you haven't been taking care of your mental health.
Very much so. So we spoke about doing the job of 2 or more people, right? The last one is underpaid and overworked, and I think that one just speaks for itself. I think it's crazy to be
And the
overworked.
employers need to do better. The
That's
employers,
crazy.
they need to do better, because I feel like you need to respect your employees. You cannot be underpaying them and overworking them.
That one is crazy to me.
Yeah.
I don't get that one.
That one
And I think it might be because people feel like, now, okay, on another side, sometimes people take what they can get in the moment to survive. I understand that.
And
But
that's
you should
fine.
not,
That's
but
fine.
there should
Why
be
I
a
am-
plan
I
for
am
you.
addressing the employers, because sometimes we have no choice. We have to
Yes.
take whatever we get in the moment, because I mean, life keeps coming at you with
Right.
the bills. You have your
But
children
what I'm
to take
saying
care of.
is, Rochelle, that's fine if you have a plan in place to do better and to keep moving up. You cannot stay
Stay. So
being underpaid.
whilst you're in that job, you're job hunting for something.
Right. You can. So that's another theme. So the theme so far, boundaries, right? The theme so far, balance. That's another theme. What we're just talking about, having a plan for the future, thinking things through, not staying in whatever it is that's not working for you. So I don't think it's necessarily about that it's a bad thing you're in it. I think it's fine. You did what you had to do. You're in it right now. No problem. What I'm saying is, don't stay there in the misery. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm also not saying to just get up and run and be a crazy person. Have a plan.
In place.
And having a plan actually can help you cope whilst you're in the bad situation, because you have something to look forward to. You know what's coming. Whilst you're planning and you envisioning the great future, you're getting a mental break from the current situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just want to remind the viewers, because some of you may feel like when you've gotten to the point of burnout that you have failed. But burnout, it is not a personal failure. It is not a sign that you can't handle life, right? That's far from it. It is not a reflection of your worth or capability, right?
If you're listening and you're wondering, is this me? Here are some signs to look out for. Feeling emotionally drained most days. Work tasks feeling heavier than they should. Losing your sense of accomplishment or passion. Feeling irritated, detached or numb. Sleep disruptions, even when you're exhausted. Physical symptoms like headaches, fatigue, or muscle tension. Burnout has a way of repeating itself until we finally listen. A lot of us are experiencing those signs but avoiding them, and I want to urge you, please don't avoid them. You can do it. Face them head on. I also want to say one more thing before I turn it back to Rochelle. I just want to say that this is social media and a lot of people have a lot of opinions, right? And Rochelle and I, that's what we've been helping people, and a lot of what we talk about is based off of our experience.
Right.
And not everybody has the same experiences. So, of course, there will be some of you out there who maybe your experience is completely different, and that's okay. It doesn't negate anybody else's experience, right? And we would love to hear those different experiences.
Yes,
we would love to hear what we may have missed or what is different.
Your point of view is, yeah.
Your point of view, exactly. And let's all respect each other's experiences, and this is a place to help each other. And let's keep doing that. Let's keep the discussion going.
Right. So viewers, if you've enjoyed this conversation and you want more insight into burnout recovery, what happens after the breaking point, then join us for part 2 of this episode where we talk about the slow, intentional, and sometimes uncomfortable process of rebuilding yourself from the inside out. And we are also going to be addressing some of the questions that we've received on part 2 of this episode. So if you haven't sent in your questions, this is your opportunity to do so. And we're going to address as many as possible in part 2 of this episode. So